Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kalen's Lens. I am super excited for today's episode because this episode, I feel like it's a great point to just take a brief pause from this sort of investing in your sanctuary scheme. Why have I just said scheme? What on earth? Season. Investing in your sanctuary season. And instead, I kind of just want to talk properly talk, unfiltered, everything to do with my life, everything to do with career, everything that has been going on, especially in this past week. And I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. And I can't lie, I'm gonna probably say something so controversial that I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash. Do I care anymore? Absolutely not. Because I'm just gonna be super, super me. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And if you like it, you like it. That's my new motto. Get with it, get on the bandwagon. But yeah, I hope you all had an incredible week. Mine was super productive, but super tiring. So tired. I left Friday and I was like, I just want to go to bed, but I didn't. Do I regret that? Absolutely not. That's just like the reality. But yeah, I hope your week was super productive though. I hope you started doing all the things from investing in your sanctuary and going, if you're in that loneliness paradox, how are you feeling? How's it going? If you're starting a new health journey, how's it going? What things are you like implementing? I really want to know about these things as well. So please make sure to like leave a comment of a new healthy habit that you've adopted. Because mind you, I think I've got a lot of like plethora of things and habits that I've adopted. There might be some that are working for you that I might just want to steal myself. So just let us know. But also, a little small note, there's about 65% of you that are currently watching Kalen's Lens and are not subscribed whatsoever. If you don't mind just doing me a little bit of a favor and just hitting that subscribe button, hitting that follow button on whatever platform you're listening to, it would really do me like incredible favors and will allow me to keep creating and making this podcast incredible, which I hope it's incredible because I think it's incredible, but to you. And so in today's episode, I thought, let's just get real. So I'm going to start with law school. And how has it been? This week has been incredible. Had some high points, had some really unexpected lows, and things I was going into thinking, you know what, this is going to be such a good event. Turned out it was an awful event. For me, it was great for everybody else. It just wasn't my vibe as an individual. And I think that's okay. Like, I'm not going to hate on an event because it was great for so many other people. It just wasn't great for me. But I don't know if that's because I'm not really used to that scene. I don't know if it's because I haven't really like gone to a club to dance. I've never done that. It's just not me. And that was the vibe I got from an event. And it just wasn't where I want to be. I'd much rather just be sat down having a deep conversation and at a bar and like, I just much rather want to do that. So that was a slight little low point because I was like, why am I here? It's 9 o'clock. I want to be in bed. I want to have my like water. I want to be listening to a podcast and reading like how to love yourself better. Like I just want to be doing those things. I don't want to be at this event. Like why am I here still? Like why did I just not go home? But that was just like a bit of a low point because I was going into it thinking it was going to be great. Wasn't what the expectation of how I wanted it to go. But that's okay because that's my experience. And for a lot of people, it could be something completely different. Like I know for a lot of people, they found it really, really great. They found it really super insightful when they were managing to like network and do a lot of things. And don't get me wrong, I was kind of more there for networking. I was not there for anything else. There were like certain things that bugged me, but it's just not my vibe. And I think I'm very accepting. If it's not my vibe, it's not my vibe. It's somebody else's vibe, and that's great. But as well, I've had super busy week in terms of events. Like that was just one of the events, but like the day before, I was at a diverse networking event with a law firm, which was super incredible. The partners, the associates, the trainees, the early recruitments team, everyone was like super insightful. I was then at a brand ambassadors law firm event that is a brand ambassador at my university, and that event was super insightful in for me, like just learning about a firm and whether I really feel like that firm fits me, and whether that's a firm that I see myself at based on like the culture and the values and everything that I'm getting from it. The day before, I was at like a case study, which I don't really know why I went to it at this stage when my applications, kid you not, have not been the best. Like I get the structure and I get the general part. I just don't know how to tailor it or like how to create a great application. So I'm very, very thankful I have a mentor that honestly is super like strong, like minded. What's the word? Like someone that is blunt and will just tell me how it is. I'm so thankful I have a mentor like that because if I didn't, my applications would just not be successful. They would not. And I'm so happy that I have the mentor that I have because my applications are definitely going to become so much more nuanced to a firm, so much more tailored, and just so much more articulately better is probably the phrase I'm looking for. But yeah, like that has been like the reality of like the first half of the week. And the rest of the half is kind of wishy-washy. Did a couple of applications for other events or other jobs, had interviews, had a lot of things, just meetings, a lot of things going on behind the scenes, which was really, really nice to blend in with my academics. But don't get me wrong, I cannot kid you not. I have not remotely had an evening off where I can just sit and I can just breathe and I can just watch a film or watch anything. I don't think I've had that this week, which I do feel like, oh, I wish I had that. But then I get the other voice, and the other part of me is like, shut up, because you don't want that. You hate when you're in that moment, when you're alone and you're just doing that thing. So I really can't pick and choose. I really can't. And don't get me wrong, like as well, there have been those times where I'm like, do I just do this work or do I just take that break? And 10 out of 10, I do the work because I'm like, if I don't get the work done, everything else falls behind. And I don't want that to happen. I'm just super organized, have my life planned, and I just don't want that to happen. And it's like, I just have that moment of like, oh, okay, you know what? I've actually got this. I have got this and it's going to go well. It's going to go super fine. It'll be fine. Whatever happens, happens, you know? And, and lo and behold, it's literally works. It's worked because I don't know what it is. Like, I've managed to go to the gym every day, apart from like Saturday, which is like my day off, which I am like contemplating changing as well because I'm just like, do I need to go 6 days or can I just go 5 days and really find a workout routine that is optimized for my schedule as well? What else did I do? Finished off all my work. So like my work is super up to date, which it actually has been, to be fair. Like it's consistently been up to date. I don't think I fell behind once. I've started revising for my formatives. So I literally have revised all of Crim that I need to revise in terms of a problem question. I did not do any taught law revision yet, but that's because I don't know what the topic is. So that's my excuse. Whether that be a great excuse, I don't know. Do I care? Absolutely not. Do not come for me. And it's like, you know what? Everything's like set in stone. Even though I cannot lie to you, I have an absolutely gigantic list. Like it's a full A4 paper of things that I've now created that I actually need to do that I probably don't need to do until next week, but I want to get ahead and I want to start it now. So yeah, that is kind of where I'm at. And I can't lie, the weather has probably not been the best. It was literally raining this morning. Like I went to the gym and it was raining, and now it's super sunny, which is just crazy because I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is it sunny? I'm just so bamboozled. I am super, super bamboozled. But yeah, I feel like law school this week has been great. I got a few extra LinkedIn follows. I like that's my priority. Post TikTok, I did what I did. I did the best I could with the time that I had. And I look at my screen time, and that's the one thing I haven't actually done. Kid you not, why is it 13 hours? Bearing in mind, right? Okay, 9 hours of that is me doing my uni work. So don't like we can't like screw that over. Like 4 hours is on my phone. What am I spending my time on my phone is what I don't get. Apparently I'm on Instagram for an hour a day. How does that even happen? Like half of the time it's probably because I'm on the tube for like an hour in that week or in that day. That's why. That's what I think it is. But then I'm listening to a podcast. So I don't really get like where the hour is going. But I get it's like probably over like different parts of the day, is what I'm presuming. Now that's all I'm presuming. I don't know if it's exactly true. But yeah, that is kind of just like a little bit of a summary. Was it a summary? Kid you not, it probably wasn't. But I thought, you know what? let's just give you a background as to what my week has been like. Oh, and not to forget work. I'm gonna come to work later because it could make me cry. Hate it. But that's not the point. That is clearly not the point right now. I think overall, I got my life in check. I got my finances sorted. I created a new budgeting strategy in terms of that's basically me just writing down every purchase that I make per different credit card, which I only have two. Because guys, I got my British Airways Amex. You should have seen the excitement. You should have seen the excitement when I got that because I'm like, I want those Abios points. I want that cheaper holiday to New York. I want that cheaper business upgrade. I want it. And my face when I got the Amex, I was like, what is this? What is this life? What on earth? Oh my God. So, so happy that happened. Yeah, that was like super. I don't know why, but that like felt like such a personal win to get that card because I was like, it's not like a way for me to just show off, but it was just like, oh, look at you. Oh my God, you're making big, smart financial decisions. Look at you go. Like, yeah, that was super, super like that was probably like my highlight of the week as well. Which I just think is like crazy that real adult things are now the highlight of my week. I think even like having a conversation with one of my best friends about cookies, that was like one of the highlights of my week because that's like the one snack I've been having. When I speak about my like 80-20 diet, the 20 is me having a cookie. Like I am obsessed with cookies. Have been since a little kid. I used to remember being a kid, right? And I would go to Morrison's, or my parents would go to Morrison's, and we'd buy like these 20 small little circular cookies. And I don't know how much they were, like a quid, 2 quid before inflation. They were like the best cookies I could ever swear by. And I go to like Lidl, but I feel like the Lidl ones are just so chocolatey, which I like. And like they have that crisp. But my friend was like, she was like, you've got to try the M&S ones. And I was like, okay, why? And she was like, because they are insane. And like, she knows my obsession with cookies. Like, that's one of my best friends, right? And so I wasn't planning on buying them this week. I was like, I'm gonna have like just a chill, I'm just gonna have one little snack. Kid you not, that was the best cookie I've ever had. Oh my God, my mouth was like, it was the perfect blend of chocolate with crisp. And I was like, this is incredible. This is the vibe. This is what I want. Why did I not get introduced to these earlier? Oh my God. Oh my absolute God. Because what on earth? What on earth? That was just like my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped over cookies. That was another highlight from my week, I think. Like I feel like this week has gone really, really well. Yeah, there's been a couple of low points, which I was like, literally coming back from that event that I spoke about, I was about to cry to like my tears. I was about to fully tear up because I was like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. What am I doing? Because I voluntarily went, and that was like a decision. And it was like, Kalen, you voluntarily went. Shut the fuck up, is what I basically had to say to myself. And I was like, just go to bed because you'll wake up and you won't remember any of this. And kid you not, I actually didn't. I didn't remember any of it. So sleep works, I guess. But on a real note, I have been super tired. 6 hour night sleeps have killed me. But the real weird thing is I went off of 6 hours of sleep and I was still like super energized and super pumped. So I don't really know what's going on because I get my 7 hours and I have a lot of energy. I can go for the full day. I have my 6 hours and I can go for the full day. So I don't really know what's happening. And that was something that surprised me about myself. It was like, I can do that and I don't feel tired. Like, yeah, I yawn, but like, I don't feel it. Like, my body doesn't feel it. My body feels energized. Even though I did get told, you probably need to get more sleep because you look tired. And I was like, okay, that's probably a realization because I was tired in that moment, but I don't really know what else. Plus, my eyes. Okay, so you might be looking at me and you might be like, why do your eyes slightly look a little bit red? I was starting to upgrade my skincare. I was moving on to the hyaluronic acid because I've heard that's really good for the skin. Kid you not, my eyes are like the most sensitive thing I realize, and I don't think it works because my eyes have not been the best. They've been crackling, it's been bloodshot red, like it has genuinely screwed me over to the point where I had to go and buy a specific eye cream from like the CeraVe, like it was like £10 for just this small little tube. And I was like, thank God that that's working because it was disastrous. It was a disaster. I'm like, how on earth has that happened and caused that? And this has been going on for a month. And I've like, until I've took that product away, everything's been fine. So onwards and upwards, you know? But yeah, they were like the sort of like surprises from the week, I guess. And like this week has just been super, super like full on. It's been super busy. It's been super chaotic, but I've loved it. I've honest to God loved it. And like those little life moments of like getting the cards and having the cookies and going for those meetings, it's like been really, really heartwarming. It's been such a thrill. But I feel like as well, a lot of it has been this whole pressure to be super productive. And the truth is I do feel that pressure, but it's because I want that pressure. Like I love when I'm productive. I love doing something that I love so much. And I never get burnt by it. Like it never burns me. And I think until you reach that point as well of like, okay, I'm now doing something that I love in an area that I don't really want to be in terms of living in a flat that I don't want to be living in. And I want my own space is like my biggest thing. I want a clean space within myself. Like I just want my own apartment in an area that's slightly nicer than Wembley. You know, like that's just what I'd like. That's just what the dream is. And I think, you know what? Yeah, I don't have like the reality. I really, really don't. I'm really sorry that I keep touching my nose. I've got such an itch. Don't really know what that's got to do with about being productive. But I just feel so much more in peace and comfort though. It's like I feel comfortable, but I want more. And I think because that goalpost is moving, it adds a lot of pressure. It really, really does. Like the goalpost just keeps moving every single day. I'm like, I want that thing. I need that thing. It's like I'm not being rewarded in this area. I need to find another thing. And it's like a lot of people assume because I'm super organized, I'm always okay. And the thing that I really like learned about like this whole misconception of like trying to do it all was that there are the times where you don't feel okay. Like a third of my week, I don't feel okay. A third of the week, I feel incredible. And a third of the week, I feel okay. And that's just like the rule of thirds. That is my life. A third of the week, which was pretty much that Wednesday night, I was not okay. I was just tired. I was exhausted. I didn't want to be there. It just wasn't me. A third of my other week as well, included in that part, was on Saturday when I literally yesterday I went to work and I had the most awful shift. I had three customers, right? I'm gonna get so TMI because I don't really care anymore. One customer was like, I'm going to literally slap you because you're not accepting a screenshot. So basically, the company that I work for, we can't accept the screenshots of the discount scheme that they have because, you know, it's only for certain people. And he had a screenshot, so I can't accept it. Kid you not, I'm getting threatened that he's going to slap me and I'm going to come over there and slap you if you tell me once more that it's not mine. Well, if it was yours, why haven't you got the app? The math doesn't add. The math doesn't add up. And then, and then I had another customer moan and say that I needed training in a job that I've been at for 3.5 years and following the actual protocol that is meant to happen, all because my manager doesn't want to do the work. Sorry, why am I the one that's being told that I need the training? It's the other way around. The manager doesn't have any respect to speaking to customers. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? Honestly. And then, kid you not, half an hour before I was about to close, another woman comes in with a screenshot. And I'm like, girl, what do you want me to do? Like, I've told her, I've explained the policy. We can't accept them. And she wants the manager. And then the other manager doesn't even bother wanting to come. And he's like, oh, just accept it. And then she starts having a fit because it's not 15%. And I'm like, well, it's clearly 10% is the discount you get. You only get 15 if you work for a company and you install the things. Like that's how it works. I can't see that proof. I don't have that proof. So I'm not giving you the 15%. Working for management is really making me understand why a lot of people hate managers and why I want to work in a workplace where the manager like values the employees. Or, kid you not, I am so tempted right now to just create my own company and manage myself because it's either I'm the issue or everyone else is. And I don't think anyone else is. I don't think I'm the issue either. I'm just like, what is it with society? Like, I get rid of cost of living, but there's rules and there's protocols. Like, get on with it. So that was like the third of my week, which was disastrous. And then the third of the week that was okay was like going speaking to my friend, speaking about, kid you not, anything and everything. And I send my friends like voice notes for like 2 minutes and they hate it. But I can't really help it because I just waffle, which is probably what you're all thinking is like, this episode is a lot of waffle or a lot of chaos, but I live for it. This is life. Like I live for that and I'm not always organized. And the realization is this episode is like everything and everything all over the place because I feel like that is such a way to connect. Like you can get to know me and I can get to know you, not really because I'm not speaking to anyone and I'm just speaking to a camera. That's not the point. The point is you can get to know me. But yeah, and then like as well, I think it ties in. It's like the third is where you're a bit in there. It's because I'm like, I really just wish I could, like do it all and like speak with my family at least once every single day, whether that be for 5 minutes. Speak with my dad, my mum every day. Speak with my brother more. Speak with my aunts, my uncles. And the truth is, I can't do it all. I really can't because I don't really like. When I look at my week, I'm like, okay, I can fit it in and I can do it then and I can have that conversation then and it fits and it aligns and it's perfect. Can't happen because you can't do it all, okay? You can't do it all. And it's okay to not be on top of everything. Like that was my realization as well from this week. It's like it's okay to not be on top of your priorities with like family connections and your relationships and getting to know new people and trying to date and like it's okay to not be on top of it all. Like that was like a big learning lesson because I just the whole dating world is chaotic for me. I'm like I start a conversation and then I get an ick and I'm like, how do I get out of this ick? Like what on earth do I do? And I'm trying to read a book about sort of like dating and how to love better. And I'm like 10 pages in. So I'm really just trying to learn, but it just happens. And I think as well, I don't know if it's because it's a priority, but it might not also be a priority. I'm just in a really mixed zone right now when it comes to that. And so, yeah, like this whole plethora of things is like, I have realized is I'm not doing it all, and that's okay. And it's okay to not do it all. It's okay to not want to do those things or do any of it, and that's okay. And that's where I'm at in terms of peace and comfort within myself. And a good point, and the third that has been really well, is like friendships that has been in such a positive light of mine. I've had really great conversations with people that I could never imagine myself having a conversation with last year. Like I just wouldn't have ever had a conversation. Me and one of my closest friends were literally like in contact so much more now. And I truly value that. I truly value that connection. We have those boundaries with each other that we understand each other. We understand that everyone's busy and that they're not going to respond all the time and that's okay. Like it's okay to have that. It's okay to have that knowledge. And I admit, like, there are times where I'm guilty, like, where I do feel a little bit of guilt of not always being available. But I'm available a lot of the time. Like, my friends know they're always going to get a response from me within the same day. Because the way that I see it, and I know it's probably controversial for a lot of people, but it's like the busiest people typically will respond the fastest when they're doing a lot of things except if they have like five different jobs or they're working like a full-time job alongside a full-time degree. They're like the exceptions in my mind. Like, I think for me, a week, if a friend's not responded to in a week, that to me is such a red flag. Sorry, it just is. I'm like, if you can't put the time in or the effort and don't want to respond within a week, like that just doesn't align with me. And like that's just not the type of connection that I seek. And I'm so glad that I've found the people in my life. And my best friends instantly respond. Like my best friendships blossom because I'm not waiting a week for a response. And that's why I really, really value those small gestures of just responding. I value that time that we can spend on call. Like I managed to have like a great 5 hour conversation with one of my friends because we missed each other and it was like perfect timing. And we were both like, oh my God, spontaneity. Let's just do it. And that's like literally she is my best friend in all of life. And like I just feel so calm because of that. And I feel like because of the way that like how we approach things now and because we've all matured, it's less chaos and it's more alignment. But yeah, that was just a little thing of like what's been going on this week. Because at the end of the day, like everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Things like those boundaries are created because it's like there are moments where I'm tired and people are like they don't see the sacrifice that you make behind the scenes. Like I am gonna sit here and be honest, like I work so hard. I do, like I put in a lot of time, a lot of my efforts into my life. I don't give myself a lot of time to slow down. And it is a probably flaw of mine. Like I don't allow myself to just slow and relax. I'm like, I'm always looking for the next goalpost. I'm always on to the next thing. I don't think I'm probably like satisfied within that whole like rest and push sort of like mindset as well. I'm like, yeah, I want to rest. No, I don't. I want to push and I want to get it done. I have to get it done so I can get on to the next thing. And I have that moment an hour a day in the morning to just go recharge in the gym. I have that time where I can spend a couple of days on a Sunday meal prep it. Like I have those moments, I have those times, and it's fine. But there always comes that point of like you do begin to notice that you might slightly burn out. And I know I speak about it like how I don't feel like I've burnt out, but there are definitely times in the week where you can get that little creep, like that Wednesday night, for example. And it's okay, it's normal and it's how you combat that which truly changes the game and changes the landscape. Like I combat that by cancelling out that voice and just pushing through. I cancel out that voice by just resting and going to sleep and waking up more fulfilled the next day. That for me feels really aligned with how I approach things now. And it's not for me to be conceited, it's just creating a working pattern that balances the ambition and with the mental health, balances that drive and that passion for law and for the career that I want to go into with taking the time for myself. And it's like, yeah, there are those moments where I'm working super hard and I miss the present, I miss current events. It's like today. Today's like my brother's birthday and he's 18, and it's like because of everything going on, I can't get home because of work, and I had work yesterday, and I can't get home today to get back tomorrow for a presentation. Like the timings just aren't aligning, and it does feel a slight bit of heaviness, like it does. But it's like I know who I'm doing it for. I know I'm doing it for my brother. I know I'm doing it for my mum and my dad and my grandma, who's not here with us anymore. Like I know that I'm doing it for all of these people, and but most importantly, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the guy that actually matters to myself, and that's me. And so, because I've had that sort of like encyclopedia into myself and just spent that whole like loneliness paradox, knowing every nook and cranny about me, I feel like I'm more at peace. I'm more at peace every time at the end of the week where I'm like, that was a fulfilling week. You sacrificed a lot. You traded a lot of your experiences for a lot of other things. Most importantly, just be proud. Like, be proud of yourself for doing all those things. And I feel like that in itself is just like my week. That is how my weeks end. That is how my weeks start. That is the chaos within the week, the sacrifices, the being tired, whether that be physically or emotionally. And I'm not ever sorry. I'm never sorry to myself about it, which I feel like is a lot crazier. I'm just not. Like I do notice, and I sometimes say to myself, "Oh, you didn't really get that time to like scroll on TikTok," and I'm like, that is a blessing in disguise as well. That is a blessing because it's all the little moments. It's the little moments where I get to catch up. It's the little moments where I get to do things that truly mean a lot. And yeah, I thought, you know what? I had to do something different because 11 episodes of investing in your sanctuary would have been slightly too much. And so I thought, let's just take a brief pause for this week's episode being number 11. And let's just get into like my life. Let's just get into how my week's been, what I've been up to, and just basically give you a whole like chaotic dump of what has actually gone on. Because why not? Why not? Let's just done it. And I did it. And I'm super happy that I did this episode because I don't know, I feel like a lot of the time I'm not this open. I'm not this, I'll just say it how it is. And if it offends someone, it offends someone. Like I'm never that open about it. And so, yeah, I kind of hope that from this like authentic chat of my week, basically, you will manage to just like understand that it's okay to have these feelings. It's like it's okay, like someone else out there is experiencing exactly the same things as I'm feeling. And it I hope it gives you a sort of like encouragement that like it's normal. It's normal to have all these thoughts. It's normal to have all these things. It's normal to be making all these sacrifices. It's normal to hate your job. It's normal to go to an event and not like it. It's normal to go to events and you love it. It's normal to speak to your friendships. It's normal to miss out on big birthdays and big events. It's normal to have a to-do lists and planning your out to-do list within to your calendars. It's normal. Like life is normal. Law school's hard. Everything is normal. And that's perfect and that is okay. And so I just kind of wanted to end with a I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's absolutely fine because yeah, I kind of just want to gauge your feedback on like what sort of episodes you're into. Like, thanks for kind of just listening to me yap today. Yap about life, yap about my week, yap about everything, yap about just everything that is going off. And next week, I hope that we may go on to invest in your sanctuary, we may not. I am kind of going to leave that on an open door and see what happens as a result of this episode. And I think that in itself is just like everything because I'm like, I just want to see. I want to see. And I think that will allow me to make a decision on next week's episode. But for now, I hoped that this episode really did make you feel a little bit less alone, a little bit less isolated, and a little bit more just like it's okay to have everything but it's okay when you don't. And it's okay to have all these things going off, but it's okay to make sacrifices for these things because how you live your life is the way that you want to live it, and no one else can tell you otherwise. And yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of Kalen's Lens. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you see and tune in for next week's episode.